regards to today's episode. So in today's episode, we are looking at questioning tags. And the objective of this episode is to help you master the usage of questioning tags. So as we look at question tags, the first question that links in our head is what are questioning tags? So technically we are saying what are they? So question tags refer to short phrases that are added to the end of statements to turn them into questions or seek confirmation. So question tags are widely used in English conversation and they play a very critical role in our daily communication. So take note of two things. We use question tags to verify information and also seek agreement or seek confirmation. These are the key uses of questioning tags. So I want you to take note of that. So we say seek confirmation. Then also when we want to turn the statements that we are calling, these are main clause. So they are just plain statements. We turn them into questions so that we get that extra information we are looking for. Then the next question that we need to ask ourselves is how do we form questioning tags? That's the question that we need to get clearly. So question tags are formed from two different aspects of statements. These are affirmative statements. So when we have the main statement, which we are calling the main clause, is affirmative, the question tag is negative. Let us look at an example. We are saying he is coming to the party. So he is the subject. So what we have, he is coming to the party. Then the question tag will have a negative short phrase. And that phrase is, isn't he? Because the subject is he. Then we have is, which is the present tense. So his is turned into a negative by making it isn't, then he the subject. Example 2, she likes ice cream. So she likes ice cream is a positive affirmative statement. So to confirm, we ask doesn't she, because she is the subject who's the third person. Then that third person, doesn't she like ice cream? That's why we are saying doesn't she. Hence we have this negative short phrase called the questioning tag. Example 3, Shileshe is a student. That's a positive affirmative statement. Then the question tag should have a negative connotation. So it will be isn't he? So we are assuming Shileshe is a man. Shileshe is a boy. So because he's a boy, the pronoun is he. So it becomes isn't he, because he is a present tense. So if Shileshe was a lady or a girl, the question tag was going to be isn't she. That's how you use question tag using the positive affirmative statements. The second case, when we are dealing with negative affirmative statements. So in this case, we use the positive short phrase, which is the positive questioning tags. For example, they haven't finished their homework. So they haven't, this is a negative statement because we know that they have not finished their homework. So they, that's the subject. The plural form of be. They haven't finished their homework. So have they, because we have, now have becomes the positive. So now have they, that's the questioning tag. Example 2, you don't know the answer. You is the subject. So in this case, we swap this one. So it becomes do you? Because we want confirmation. We want to seek agreement. Do you? That becomes the question tag. Example 3. She hasn't seen the movie. So hasn't, this is the negative, just like the other two examples. She hasn't seen the movie. So now this one becomes has she, which is this one. Has she seen the movie? She hasn't seen the movie. Then the question tag will have a positive connotation as she. So these are the two standard ways you form question tags. Then we have case C, where we are saying the subject pronoun in the question tags. And how do you use that? So the subject pronoun is used in the question tag should agree with the subject of the main clause. That's what we need to ensure. So the pronoun that we use need to agree with the subject of the main clause. So let us look at an example to just cement this. Example 1, Mary is coming. So Mary is coming. Mary is a she. This is a feminine name. So is the be verb. So isn't she? Because she is the pronoun of Mary, who is a lady. So isn't she? That need to agree. Example 2, John and Lisa are staying with us. So John and Lisa are staying with us. So John and Lisa is they because it's plural. So they are, meaning they are currently staying with us. So are is negated, so it becomes and they. So and they staying with us. That's ensuring that there is an agreement between the pronoun and the subject of the main clause. So the subject of the main clause are John and Lisa. So these should agree with the question tag that we use, which is they, because they are two. Example 3, you are coming to the meeting, aren't you? So you is the pronoun that we are using. Then are is the be verb, which is his, him, her. So now we need to negate her so that and you. So this you is agreeing with the question tag used. Then on the second part, we are looking at the usage of question tags. So how do you use question tags? So question tags, like we said, they are used for seeking confirmation. So let us look at an example on how we can seek confirmation. So example 1, the weather is lovely today. So the weather is lovely today. That's a positive statement. So the question tag to confirm whether the weather is lovely today is to use a negative phrase, which is we have is negated to give us isn't. Then the weather is it. The weather is neither he or she, so we use it. So isn't it? So isn't it? That's the question tag. Example 2, you enjoyed the movie. You enjoyed the movie. So you is the subject. Then we want to confirm whether you enjoyed the movie. So how can we confirm that? By using a question tag. So didn't you? Because we are dealing with the past tense. You enjoyed. So did is a past. So didn't you becomes the question tag. So take note the tense. Then the second use is to soften statements. So oftentimes use question tags to soften the statement or make it less confrontational. That's when you use the question tags. So for example, you could lend me your pen. So you is the subject. Now we need to negate could, which is some kind of conditional word. So couldn't you? We negate that, so it becomes couldn't you. That's how you deal with it, this one. Then in this case, you soften the statement. The statement that you could lend me your pen. Example 2, we should visit the museum. We should visit the museum. So again, we becomes here, then should comes in front, then we negate should, so now it becomes shouldn't we. Shouldn't we. Example 3, you have finished the report. You finished the report. So again, what is key? You is the subject. Then you look at the word finished is key also, but the have is what is dictating us. You have. So now again, this, then this one goes that, so it becomes now we negate have, which is haven't you. Haven't you finished the report? Haven't you finished the report? Case C of the usage of question tags when we are checking for information. So we can use question tags to check for information when we are not so sure about something. We use question tags. So example 1, we need to turn left here. We is the subject. Then we are saying we need to turn left here. Then because it's we and this is the present tense, so we need to say don't we? Don't we? So what is guiding us to use don't is because we are saying we need now to turn left here. So we can say didn't we because that's the past. We is the futuristic. So now we need to use don't we because it's collectively even the person who's asking that question. Example 2, she works at the new office. She is a third person. So it's in the third person. So she works at the new office. So because it is in the third, remember the third person goes within the words ending in s. So in this case, we can say don't we because now that's plural. Then we need to say doesn't she because she is the subject. If it was he works at the new office, we're going to say doesn't he. So that's what is key. Then the third case of using question tag, we use intonation in question tags. So when you are talking about intonations, what are we talking about? So intonation refers to the rise and fall of the pitch of a person's voice while speaking. So this is a crucial aspect of spoken language that conveys various resources and emotions in communication. So it's intonation that plays a significant role in how we interpret and understand the meaning of behind spoken words in sentences. That's what we call intonation. So now there are two types of intonation in a statement. So these can be intonations when we are speaking, we use falling intonation. So that's the case where we are speaking with a lowering voice. Then we have the second case, which is rising intonation. When we start with a low voice, then we raise it. So when you're dealing with case A, where we are using falling intonation, what normally happens? So in this case, we are seeking confirmation or expecting a yes or no answer. Then in that case, we are saying this is the best case to use falling intonation. Example, you like chocolate cake, don't you? So again, in this case, you notice the sequence. You is the subject, then like chocolate. You like chocolate, don't you? So in this case, don't you is used because it is the third person. Example 2, he can swim, can't he? So because it's in the third person again, now can is turned into negative. So we negate can, can't he? Because he is the subject. The third example, he lives in the city. He lives in the city. So now, because it is the third person, we say, doesn't he? If it was she lives in the city, it was going to be doesn't she? That was going to be the questioning tag. The second aspect is rising intonation. So in this case, we are raising the voice. So in this case, we are using this one when we are unsure about the information and we want to seek clarification about something. That's when we use the rising intonation. For example, you don't mind if I borrow your pen. So this is a negative statement. So we use the positive questioning tag. You is a subject. Then we convert don't, which is a negative, to a positive. So it becomes do you. Example 2, we shouldn't be late. We shouldn't be late. So in this case, we are dealing with a negative. We shouldn't be late. So it's we is a subject. Then we comes this side. Then shouldn't, we negate it, so it becomes a positive. So it becomes should do we. Should do we. Then example 3, you don't mind if I sit here. Again, this is you is a subject. Then don't is negative. So don't is turned into positive. So it becomes do. Then this becomes you. Hence we are saying do you? Do you? That becomes the questioning tag. So the fourth aspect is the common question tag mistakes that we need to avoid. So let us look at what are the 2 common mistakes that you need to avoid when dealing with questioning tags. Using the double negative. That's the first common mistake that you need to watch out for. So for example, you can't say you didn't see it. Did you not? So we have a negative, so you can't use double negative. So if you say you didn't see it, should be did you? That's the correct one. Another example, you don't know anything about it. Do you not? You can't say that because this is negative and this is negative. So you have to say you don't know anything about it. Do you? So avoid using double negative. That's one of the common errors. The second mistake that you need to watch out for is long subject pronouns. For example, you can say I should go, shouldn't they? I should go, shouldn't they? I is singular, this is plural, so you can't use that. The correct is I should go, shouldn't I? So you negate the first part, which is should. I should, then it becomes shouldn't I? Then the second example is I can do it alone. Can they? Again, similarly here is I, then this is a plural, you can't do that. So it's I can do it alone, can't I? I can do it alone, can't I? Or I can't do it alone, can I? You get it? I can't do it alone is now negative, then the question tag should be positive, can I? So these are the key things that you need to know about questioning tags. If you can remember these, then when you come across any question during any of your journey on the English language or during your exams, if you are writing your exams, you should be able to ace an exam. So what is key is knowing that questioning tags are valuable tools in English conversation for seeking confirmation, softening statements, and checking information. So if you master the rules and the intonation, you can enhance your communication skills and engage in a more effective and polite conversation in your day-to-day conversation in English. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Please join me in another episode as we look at another interesting subject in English, mathematics, or science, or even business related courses.